Kiss FM, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Sir.
morning, Mayor Michael Victorino. How are you?
Oh, very well. Thank you. Good morning and good to hear all of you. And aloha to Maui County and everyone out there listening.
Okay, we watch your 4 o'clock press conference every day, right? Every weekday. And yesterday, it just sounded like we're just caught up in legal jargon when it concerns our beaches. So, you know what our question is. What exactly is the latest on whether we can walk or run on the beaches?
Well, as you saw, the governor closed all state beaches. That was his mandate, supplement for proclamation number 5. And we asked, okay, why are you closing all the beaches? Because you had originally said exercise would be allowed. And he only closed it for exercise purposes. You still can go fishing. You still can go paddleboarding. You still can go surf. You go swimming, but you can only walk through the beach. You can't run or walk on it. But you walk through the beach. Isn't that walking?
Yep.
Anyhow, that ambiguity has made it somewhat challenging, and we're, myself and Honolulu, are questioning that. Where Oahu and I are saying, why? Well, first of all, why did you shut it down? You know, we thought we were doing better. Numbers have improved. Everyone admits that.
Yes.
And I'll admit that we don't want to let our guard down either. Mm-hmm. You know, this is very important because you've seen what's happened in Hokkaido and Singapore and other places where they've let their guard down too early. They have a relapse or a reoccurrence, and sometimes that can be more devastating than the original outbreak. So I got that. Everybody needs to be careful. As we open up our county and our state, we're all looking at how to do it methodically and safely. So, you know, then he comes back, you know, so now we go on and we question, okay, and he says, well, the county's own beaches, the county-owned beaches in front of the beach park, except from the high water mark or the vegetation line, based on case law. And it's like, okay, most of our beaches, the vegetation line and high water mark are almost the same.
Right.
Depending when you have high tide, right?
Right.
When you have south swell like today, it changes. And so that makes it even more confusing. So I've instructed our MPD, our police department, not to cite people until we get clarification.
Thank you.
You know, and of course there's the DLNR guys, the DOCARE, that is state enforcement.
Right.
And so I've been told that they can still, and they probably may still cite. So, you know, they may get mixed messages with law enforcement on our beaches. Our beaches. I use the term our beaches, yeah? Mm-hmm. And so it is making a very confusing circumstance for people, the public, and government to work under. So we're still asking for clarification and asking really to reopen the beaches for running and walking.
Okay. I was also told to ask you something about fishing. So can you be on a beach and fish, or do you have to, like, I don't know, be on the rocks or something?
Well, the way the rule reads now, you almost have to have your feet in the water.
Okay.
I know you're laughing, but you have to have your feet in the water and be fishing, and that's legal. If you're on shore and standing there or even sitting there, that would be considered illegal. So it's really confusing, even for myself. And again, I understand the government is trying to protect us, the people of Maui County and the state, just like I do for the people of Maui County. I'm good. You know, so I just want clarification. And actually, the best way we can clarify this whole issue is just reinstate exercise when you're talking running and walking on our beaches. I think that would be the simplest way to, you know, clarify this whole issue.
Now, face masks are not yet required on Maui, right?
Not required because, one, we don't have an ample supply. Honolulu is getting 1 million masks flown in today, or 2 million, right, from China. we're not sharing in that, although I have asked for some. If I can be assured that we could supply the people of Maui County, along with all the great volunteers out there that are sewing masks, I would then make it mandatory. But I can't ask somebody to do something when I don't supply them or we're not supplying them with the necessary tools to do it.
Got it.
Okay, and we understand there's going to be another food donation site this week?
Yes, for the Haiku Paia area, we're going to be doing it at the old Maui High School site off of Hulumolu Road. And so, Holomua Road. And so,
and that is
and it starts at, I think, at 10 a.m. And so we're asking those in need, especially our laid-off workers, workers who have been displaced because of this pandemic, that they be allowed to pick up this food to help them in this dire need.
And that is this Thursday, correct? April 23rd?
This Thursday, that's correct.
Okay. So I guess our last question is, now that some of our listeners have told us they're getting cabin fever, going stir crazy, when do you think might be the time to start opening up the island?
It's based on health issues as well as timetables. Health issues, how are we doing as far as the outbreak is concerned? Do we have enough masks for everybody to wear, or at least those who need to wear them? Are we ready to open up some of our, not only small businesses, but also some of the businesses like salons that many people are now asking they need a haircut or they need to get their hair done.
Yes.
There are some services that have now been deemed unessential that become essential because you need it. And so we're looking at all of these different aspects. If it is for the health and safety of our community and it will enhance it, these are the businesses we will be looking at. Overall, I feel that it should be in a not-too-distant future. I don't want to put a timetable because it depends on the numbers we get from all the testing we did last week and we're going to do this week. Until I feel, and until the governor feels, and all of us mayors agree, until we feel that, hey, we're somewhat out of the woods and a reoccurrence or a relapse is not probable, we can prevent it, and then we have the ability to treat if there is an outbreak, and that's always been our concern. If there's a big spike, do we have enough of all the medical personnel, staff, and as well as equipment? And most of us will agree, we do not. So we're being patient. I want people to understand, be patient. I feel stir crazy, and I just go between my house and the mayor's office. That's it. That's my route each and every day.
So is Joycelyn cutting your hair?
I haven't cut my hair for a while, so it's becoming important also. I hear you back there.
I tried.
Ed, I hear you.
I tried to cut mine. I really did. It's a disaster.
And I may have to let my wife do it, and then the old saying, buyer beware. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
But all said and done, we are getting closer. And I want to thank all the people of Maui County. I want to thank you and Ed too, Carly, for being able to, really spread the word. I think I have had many people tell me that they hear you folks and they hear me on your shows.
Great.
And the message you keep reinforcing in their mind is so important. So I want to recognize all of our radio throughout Maui County. You've been an integral part in helping us get through this pandemic, this what I call a real unprecedented time. So thank you.
It is definitely our pleasure. Mayor Mike Victorino, thank you for doing a fantastic job.
Well, I try my best, but thank you. I have a great team. I have you. I have all of Maui County, basically many of them who support what we're doing, and I'm thankful for that. Mahalo and aloha.
Aloha.
Take care of yourself.
Aloha.